Welcome to another episode of Whether or Not for the Summer. I'm your host, Mr. Squeegee, and this being brought to you on behalf of WindowCleaningResource.com. Today I want to talk about add-ons. A lot of times guys say, I just do window cleaning. But for us, one of the benefits in the summertime of having add-ons is maybe filling some dead time. Around here in the summertime, people begin to think about power washing, getting their screens repaired because of bugs, or maybe gutter cleaning, light fixture cleaning. Maybe in the summertime they're looking up and thinking, well, I need to get that thing cleaned before the winter when it's on all the time. So those are just a few of the things that we offer as add-ons. And some of the things that we do also would include gutter whitening. We use this product called Gutter Zap, available at Window Cleaning Resource, to use that for gutter whitening, which is a very lucrative add-on because if you let the chemical do the work, you can really use a pole and a brush to apply it and a hose to rinse it off. It's fairly simple tools involved, and you can make quite a bit of money in an hour just doing that. And your customers are going to like it. It's really got that wow factor. A lot of add-ons are beneficial because they have the same wow factor that window cleaning does. When we leave a house after we've cleaned the windows, customers are always impressed with how much more light, how much brighter, how easier it is to see out. Well, it's the same with some of these add-ons. They can go out and immediately see the benefits of what you've just done, which makes charging a little bit more for those easier because of that factor. So one of the other things that we do is power washing. And what we're doing is we're getting away from the old type of power washing where you just get a high pressure power washer and get right up on there and blast it, because that has a tendency to force water behind the siding, and if you're not careful you can do damage. So we're leaning towards more a low pressure soft washing setup. So to help with that, we've gotten an X-Jet from Window Cleaning Resource to make it a little easier for us. So you can use that with your power washer, and in the future we may move into just using a small high gallon per minute pump with this product. So we're going to maybe talk about that later on, maybe towards the fall when we get that set up. When we use something like that, we really need to let chemicals do the work. So we have a friend of ours, in fact, has a pool and spa business. So we go and buy some pool chlorine, which is starts off at 15%, so it starts off very hot, but it quickly goes down to about 12.5%, and depending on how long you sit on it, it could go less than that. But 12.5% seems to be the recommendation of the kind of bleach you want to get. So a couple gallons of that in a 5-gallon bucket, along with, we found another product on one of the power washing forums called Simple Cherry. It's got a really nice cherry smell, and it helps to cut that bleach, that powerful bleach smell. You'll probably still smell the bleach, but the cherry will come through when it's mixed in the proper amount. So you can get a 10-pound bag of that for about 30 bucks. And if we really want to kick up our power washing thing, we'll take, I use this to measure out Gutter Zap, and put a few ounces of Gutter Zap in your bucket, and that will actually help to cut some of the staining off of gutters. If they're lightly stained, you may not even need to do gutter whitening. So that's something to help give it a little more punch. So that's a nice add-on there in the soft washing, power washing aspect. One of the other things we talk about that we do is gutter cleaning. Outside of gutter whitening, we'll also clean the inside of the gutters. So many of you may recognize this. It's just a gutter scoop. It'll thread onto the bottom of a pole. So you can get up, if you can walk the roof, you can get up there with a short pole and just scoop the debris out. Or if you get up on a ladder and a pole, you can actually use this turned upside down and pull the debris to you from a distance, so you're not moving the ladder quite as much. With say a short 4 to 8 foot extension pole, you can be pulling stuff from 7 or 8 feet in each direction back to you, which is going to make the job go a little bit quicker, less ladder sets, a little safer for you that way. What we found beneficial on some very high gutters recently that we did, there weren't a lot of trees around, so these were very lightly soiled gutters. They just wanted to make sure that they were flushed out real well. So this is a product you can get at any hardware store that will hook up to a hose. I've just got a quick connect in there, and I've got a long, small diameter hose that feeds this pole, and I can clamp this to the number 2 section. I take the number 1 section out of my tucker pole and clamp this onto the number 2, and that really gives me something where I can stand on the ground and clean out lightly soiled gutters up to 3 stories. If they're heavier soil gutters, then I'm going to have to go back and do it the old-fashioned way. But that's a safer alternative for a few occasions around here where we run into that. We do also do some screen repair, not a lot. It's not one of the things that we've had a lot of call for, but we just pick up rolls of fiberglass screen. I prefer to work with the fiberglass, and I tell my customers that simply because when you're working with aluminum, if it gets a bend or a kink in it, it's next to impossible to get that straightened out. So you have to be real delicate with the aluminum. Fiberglass to me just looks better. You get a nice straight clean lines with it when it's in the frame. So if the customer really wants aluminum, I really have them go with somebody else. I just prefer to use just a straight fiberglass screening. So that's another nice add-on for our company. And one of the ones that again has that wow factor for us is light fixture cleaning. And we do that with a variety of things. Most of the time we're using a microfiber cloth, and in our bottle here we'll mix it up a 50-50 ratio of DI water and isopropyl alcohol. Now isopropyl comes in around here two different strengths. We've got a 73% and a 91%. I always go with the 91% because I'm already going to cut it with water, so I want to make sure I got the highest percentage of alcohol to go with. And so we'll spray that either right on the light fixture if it's some big panels, maybe spray a little of that on and buff it out with a microfiber. Or if it's smaller pieces, I'll spray this directly onto the microfiber and then hand wipe those smaller pieces with it. Sometimes for exterior light fixtures or difficult to access light fixtures, you could try something like this product, which is also good for cut-up windows. It's a spray-away glass cleaner. It's a foaming glass cleaner, so it has a good cling, and it really allows the chemicals in the product to cut all the grease and dirt and really get them in suspension, which is what we want. We want to suspend that dirt before we take it off. So that's another product that we use from time to time on light fixtures or chandeliers, depending on the access and what's around and how easy it is to deal with them. So those are just some of the add-ons that we do to fill in our summer schedule, make it a little more profitable for us, a little easier to get through those slow times. Something you may want to think about in your own business. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Mr. Squeegee, and on behalf of WindowCleaningResource.com, I want to thank you.